Ta-da-pa-pa-pa. I think I have sound. I started very early, and by early I mean 5 minutes earlier because one reason, and it's not this on the screen, it's because tomorrow I have to wake up, and by tomorrow I mean in 7 hours from now, to try and go fish for pike because it will be the best day that I can have on the last and following weeks because this is the weather for my region. And today, Friday, 30th of January, red warning for coastal event, orange, yellow, yellow. So everything is awful, very bad. Saturday, just orange and yellow warning, but still rain. Not the worst day. Um, yeah, it's quite crappy. So, and from Saturday on, it just gets again worse and worse and worse and worse. So rain, and for this I have to get pro, but you see the pattern. I think they predict that it will be rain until uh next Friday, and by next Friday I mean the one after that. So I think the 13th of February. So fishing will be sparse, probably only pike. Everything is flooded in here. I've put some pictures. So the creek that I usually fish, it's, I would say, 2.5, 3 meters underwater, something like it. So just awful. So yeah, this is what I have to work with. So expect a little bit more of technical videos like bearing upgrades. I probably will finish the DC and explain how they work video. Maybe I will do a how to break down water with Google Maps because it's something that people ask me. And if it gets very dry in terms of filming in water content, I might do like a preparing a backpack for super ultralight and ultralight fishing. The one that I will be using on the beginning of spring when hopefully the monsoon stops. So that's that. Uh, it's we are all getting a little bit insane in Portugal. We had like a storm hitting. I think there's still people with no electricity in the center of Portugal. Everything blown apart. I think we have the record for fastest wind registered, over 200 kilometers per hour. So not good, not good. At least that there were not a lot of casualties for the type of storm that we had. So now that we are on the time, I think we are almost at 23 p.m. Portuguese hour, and I cried all about the weather that we have, and by weather I mean the miserability of the weather that we have in Portugal. Let's start with the topics of today, which is not a lot. The sales are not that great, so let's just go on the Facebook page, show new stuff. Um, let's see. Me fine. I think it's one fella, David Menendez Gutierrez. Um, I might be wrong, but there's someone that works with Katsu. Nice webpage. Which one? The one with the publicity of some weird ass pajamas for ladies. Uh, uh, uh. I'm pretty close to the most affected area. A lot of homes destroyed, sadly. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't. People that are on like the WhatsApp group. and the members on Discord, the roof on the building that is adjacent to mine just flew off. But yeah, very, very, very bad conditions. Hopefully tomorrow it will just be showers and everyone have the ability to recoup a little bit. So moving on to lighter stuff. Me Fine is distributing. I tried to insert myself, but with no luck this time. Um, I think they still hate me because no one bought the outrange casting. So I've probably been blacklisted from giving my opinions to to Me Fine. They are working on a new range of rods. So not my cup of tea. The looks of it. This is not very ergonomic um, to grip, but hey Rokoyoko, this is Mi Fine Pro line, which doesn't mean anything. They slap Pro in some rods and some don't, but either way, this is like a skeleton type rod, like the Beleza. Like I think this will be a trend this year, unfortunately, because I'm not a fan of this sort of real seats, but again, in spinning, it's not as bad as in casting because you don't have to rest your hand. But I don't see enough support for you to grip you like the real fit on, I mean, between your pinky and this one. So I think even with my small hands, these three fingers, the this one will be floating and maybe touching the blank. And if you have any sort of tendinitis or arthritis, you know that you need a comfortable grip. Or if you are with like very, very cold, it will be not 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 great. But for light fishing, quick sessions, and if you don't have a lot of weight on you, it works pretty well, and hopefully it will save some weight. So the message in here, this is on Facebook. Hello anglers, MiFine is currently developing a new product, a new model for fishing, ranging from the extra ultralight to the light range. Several anglers are with varying fishing specializations and located in different areas are refining the product with their feedback. Stay tuned for updates on the progress of this prototype. So basically, I think it will be around the same family as the microbite. I think there will be longer rods for some reason. This in here seems a bit thick for ultralight. I think this will be the light range. So let's continue to analyze the video frame by frame. So in here you can say it says lurker. 224, which I think it's the meter, so 224 meters, extra tuned, and that's it. The sheb over here, so this is like a small brim. I would say this is like at least 5 gram sheb, maybe 7 or 10. It doesn't really have a good scale, but I would say this is a light rod. I would say this is something like 2 to 12, which means that we will have like the super ultra light rods be 156 to 168 meters. Let's see the chat. Someone typed anything as something. It looks like one of those longer, large taper ultralight saltwater rods. I don't think it's that much of a taper. Probably the fish, maybe it's not that big. So let's try to give a look. So in here you have light game, specialized concept. So this is the butt section, real seat. Yeah, I would say this is something like 2 to 12 grams. The microbite with the holotip is not. it looks thinner than this, so maybe they will go until 15 grams, but that then I think this is medium light. So I expect this to be a stiffy one, and that's the whole gist of the things that I know about this rod. I sent a message to Mifine to see if I can lurk any more information, but for now, none is available. The sale, I didn't find anything specially cheap on the sale. I think things are a little bit more expensive. I don't know why, because there seems doesn't seem to be any reason for it. I try to find some deals. If you want something, if you have anything that you need a suggestion or a tip to get, feel free to leave a comment on the chat. But really, like a solid deal, I don't think I find like anything. Just if you need something, buy it on this day. If you don't need anything until the spring comes, wait for the anniversary sale. It will be, I think, in March, and after in April, it will be good. If you are looking for some good deals, they are usually now the early bird deals, the special offers, that type of stuff. And for that, I have the WhatsApp group that is linked also in the description of the video, as everything I will feature from this part on onwards. And there, if I find something, I share on that group. And yeah, sometimes we find good deals. It's actually cheaper than the promotions. So if you are a guy that likes to buy things in impulse, which I think we are all like that, you might be in luck. So feel free to join. So this is Valentine's Day, but it's basically the choice day. Even in here it says first of every month. So let's go in here. You have two on 15, so four on 29. It's basically the choice day sale. Seven in 49, which might be good. If you didn't need to buy something, this is the best day of the month. But again, if you can wait until March, April, where the sale will be bigger. And again, as you see, Sharpen 61 euros. Uh, this it's again same price. iStar Aurora Air still over 50. Caesar Rivera 31 euros, not a bad price. Anatono Silverino 30 euros. It has been seen under 30 for quite some time. Caesar Prospect 34 euros again. Autotone LS 25 euros. Caesar Stream 20 euros. There have been times that the prices were better, but if you need them, um, yeah, I have some videos with combos. The prices will be around the same. 749 is the best coupon this time. Yeah, by percentage probably. Yeah, but basically, if you come in here, there is not a lot of like whoa crazy deals. It's just like normal normal stuff. So the new stuff, some stuff that I order, some stuff because I'm trying to control myself, so I don't buy more stuff because I have like I would say more than 30 things that I need to test, and this weather just blew everything out. So I had a lot of cheap reels from Autotone and Tevon, spinning reels to test, and this just crap out everything. But moving on to new things, I start released a bunch of stuff. Sorry, let me put the retail price on this instead of, for some reason, the stupid price. So I started just released a bunch of stuff. This is the iStar Van Liant way. It has ceramic guides. I'm a little burned out on this sort of rod. I like the monocoque, but for casting, for spinning, not so much. But let's see the specs. The rod actually looks quite okay. It looks like internal market, so a Chinese domestic market. 1 millimeter tip. I cannot see anywhere the type of carbon that they use. The only thing I can see is that they use a two A grade core handle. Um, the versions that you see in here are all the ultralight, so they will cast from 0.6 to 5 grams. The weight is a little bit too much, 110 to 180 grams total. It's yeah, but iStar, or in this case I have to say Asida, has a good track record on making rods. So solid tip, again, you cannot see anywhere. You see a lot of references to the cork, but nowhere on the carbon, just high carbon. I would say this is a 24-ton carbon rod, or maybe 18 because of the weight. It's too heavy. So, and shipping, it's really expensive to Portugal. So it's 21 euros. So I would stay away from this one, but since it's new, uh, why not feature? But on first glance, I'm not really digging what I'm seeing in here. So moving on, iStar released a new bag. Yeah, usually the canvas on them it's pretty good, and the zippers. I think it's worth the extra little bit of cash that you spend, and they also have always nice graphics. The blue one is actually quite cool. Everything that I can lose, I always buy on. I always buy like in very bright colors. Like I would go with this one. Krill 04 Fishing Fantasy Cereal has dropped in price. So listen to me, Shat. The idea that I have for DC reels, you know, the Twitch shot run that we have, and I usually film a lot of my heavier gear during that time. My idea is to the first day that I get the Twitch shot run and I see fish there, I order a bunch of these cereals, and by a bunch, the ones that I don't have right now, and I will just drop the reviews like two per week or something like that. I have in here still the Anatono Starfall to test. I have the Simar. I have the Leydun Round Reel, the Usup DC. I have the Delq DC reel. I have the Pure Lure Creek, which is Miek. So that's my idea. I want to test them like straight together, so I can have like a bit more of comparison. And with the Twitch shot, I have the ability to go up on grammage. So the DC reel might not be suited for like lighter lures, but it might be actually quite good for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 grams. So if that's the case and it's good, not like the Luxafi reel, I might recommend it, not for like ultralight guys, but as a cheap, good product, because most of them are cheap. The most expensive one that I have ordered that is DC, it's the Pure Lure Creek that costs like 100, and with promotions 100, just over 100 euros, and that's not even that expensive because I think it's a metal frame with a DC system, so not that expensive. So basically backpacks, I had one from iStar. It lasted me 2 years and I abused it extensively, so I've always put too much crap on it and it just broke the stitching inside. So the bag outside, it's It's still like I would say brand new, but inside the things will go from one pocket to the other. Suranoi also released a bunch of stuff. They released the Virent rod, which is an ultralight rod that will range from 1.8 meters to 2.10 meters. Again, skeleton type of reel seat. It has high strength. So let's check the specs on this one. Let's see. It has a small fish, so they were inspired by me with pictures. So let's go in here. Lightness and sensitivity. Um, Again, I quite like the look of this rod a little bit better because it looks that it's using this small reel seat to save weight, and it's like thin blank. Hopefully, Mi Fine will go with this approach. Krill, have you seen the Pure Lure GX? I don't know if it's new, but I just saw it. Yes, it has been like for a year now, maybe, but I think it's a bit too heavy for me. So we have no, we have two sizes and one casting rod. So there are four models. We have 1.8 meters. 8 plus one guide is good for spinning. 61 grams of weight. The tip it's 1.47, which means that this is a hollow tip rod. 0.5 to 5 grams. 2 to 8 pound line. Yeah, I would say so. This is 1. So this is the same size but has a thinner tip, and it's 1 to 6. Okay, 1 to 6 grams, 2 to 10 pound line. Yeah, maybe this one is solid tip because it's a little bit thinner than the spinning version. So this is 2 to 8 grams, 1.95 meters, 69 grams. So still quite good on the weight side. 8 plus 1 guides. Again, I don't know. The casting rod has less guides than the spinning rod. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And the last model, it's 2.10 meters, 8 plus 1 guides. Again, the rod gets longer, but you don't get more guides. 72 grams. The top diameter, it's 1.42 grams. 2 to 8. Uh, yeah, and for 10 pounds. Let's see if we can check the tonnage of the blank. And I don't think we can. Ceramic guides. Okay. I would say that this it's not a high tonnage rod. Now I would say it's probably again 30, maybe it's 40 tons because it's very very light. It's too light to be 24-ton carbon. Yeah, I would like to see the casting version because it's the only one I'm really interested. Maybe the casting or this one because I think this is a holotip, so it would be a quite light, cool version of a rod. But I would like to see this with a little bit more guides, at least the same amount that you have on the spinning version. And yeah, that's it. I would like to see a little bit more guides. Surunoya also released the bass rod. Again, these are very very new. Let's see. So this one has how many sold? Two sold. This one is has zero. This is a bass rod. It's the fox hunting. Again, I think this also doesn't have any reference for the tonnage of the blank. Let's go on the specs. No, this one it's 30 plus 40-ton fabric. So not as bad, but again, this is 92 euros. So not the cheapest rod. It also doesn't look that expensive, but the Tsurnoya's rods that I have been good, that I have to say. Again, 111 grams, 102 grams. Top diameter it's 1.7 millimeters, so 2 to 10 grams. It's actually quite hard to believe that with such a thick top you will have this cast weight. So I would expect this to be more like 3 to 3.5 to 17, something like that. Again, same top diameter, same bottom diameter, and this one is 4 to 16. It's weird. I have 5 to 21. Yeah, this sounds very weird. The rod looks, I don't know. It's actually uh, quite weird. But it's new. The blank actually looks quite good. The only thing I don't like it see this is one thing that turns me off on any rod. It's having this here, the metal exposed on the real seat. It gives it such a cheap, like, I don't know if it's just me. It makes the rod look very cheap. It annoys me a little bit. Also from Tsurunoya, another bass rod. This is the Agile. This one seems to have a lot more taper than the Fox Hunting. I quite like the design much more on this one. So it has a monocoque. It's just like a couple of euros more. The price will come under 100. And let me just open the chart. It's pretty long, might be a good sea bass rod also. Yeah, what works for bass works also for sea bass. Let me see. Yeah, this one looks way nicer. Also the same type of fabric, 40 plus 30-ton carbon fiber. So let's go down, see the rest of the specs. So 2.28, 2.36 and 2.43 meters, so long rod. Let's see the specs. Yeah, that's why I saved this one. So the 2.28 meters, it's a fast RF. I think maybe it's relatively fast. Again, 1.7 millimeter top. It's a bit thicker of a butt, and it can cast from 3 to 14 grams. So this is something that I believe a lot more than the other one that said 2 to 10. 8 plus 1 guides. You see in here, the casting rods have more guides than the spinning rods. This makes sense. The other one didn't make a lot of sense. And also Tsurunoya released Nedrix or stickworms. So if you like Nedrix, they have these ones. I would say nice color. So this one is a nice color, and this is also a nice color, but out of stock. This is probably one of the most used colors for Nedrig. So I, they look quite good, and they are, even though it doesn't say in here, I think they are made of TPE or TPR, so they will last a long time. Look, it looks quite good, and I this is one of the first things that work for bass, at least in my area. So it's one of the first things that I throw. It's Nedrigs and potato baits. That's the usually the first things that I throw. It works even better than tantas on the very early stages of bass. I went on Kingdom page. They just the things that interested me. The only thing that they released were the gloves because I really dig gloves that are three fingered gloves. Not three fingered, three finger gloves. So yeah, but again, very inexpensive, under €5. Moving on to Pure Lure. This one I don't know if it's a Pure. No, it's not a Pure Lure rod. It's the Avengers Pure Lure team up with other suppliers from Asia to have a bigger platform to sell their stuff. So this is the Uruixt. Uh, the weird part is that the it has some other things mixed in here, but basically this looks like the letters and the presentations from Pure, even though this is an alliance rod. So let's go under the specs. This is a they have a light, medium, and medium heavy rod with Fuji guides and Toraika blank of a mesh of 33 and 40 um, ton carbon fiber. So let's check what we have in here. So the medium 1.91 millimeters on the tip, and we have ones that are 6 to 12 grams, which are the medium light. But I swear I saw a light version. Where is it? Where is the light version? It's nowhere to be found. Okay, 4 to 18 grams. 6 1.98 meters. This is a spinning version, and it's 95 grams. The rod looks cool, I have to say. 100 euros. They might have better offers in some other lineups, especially being like a alliance rod. And this page still needs a little bit work up because there's a lot of models mixed up in here. You see, there's the Vicas, there's this, there's the Rix. So moving on, for one thing that I just put some pictures early in the morning, this is the Zanamax. I was very intrigued by this reel because they announced they were working on a reel baitcaster. This one I would say it's not for me, not because it's not a good reel. Oh, they put more pictures, but this one it's guys. If I disappeared, it's because the electricity went out. It's just blitzering with like rain and thundering. So if I disappear from the stream, it's because the lights went out. It's a one piece frame with a composite covers on the side. You have, I think, 12 kilos of drag, 10 plus 1 ball bearings. You have like the SV type spool with the zero adjustment, Scissor Stream or Autotone WW. Uh, I would say neither of them. So let me just go in here. I think I even passed this. It's if I had to go with the reel right now, I would go with this. I have it in here somewhere. Let me check if I can show it to you. No, really, I cannot show it to you because I already have it in the car to test. Basically, this has um, it's more refined than both of them, the ones that you mentioned. The stream, it's a good reel, but it has some play because again because of the price. This one, it's very smooth. It doesn't have any play. It's a dual slider mechanism inside. Line lay is quite good. It has a taller spool, so the spot where the line goes, it's a little bit taller than the the scissor stream. And the Autotone Double Double, even though it's like almost probably the same mechanic as this one because they are all almost the same. Um, this one has a lot better line lay. So this would be the one that I recommend. And the price, it's just a little bit over. If you cannot go with this one for some reason, maybe you see the winding is smooth. This is comments. The spool has structure that makes it feel less for thread to get caught. Yeah, there's another thing about this reel. So in here, so you have the spool, and under the spool you have a skirt, and that will prevent. So if you are fishing with light line and you are fishing against the wind, so the loops can come inside of the or under the spool itself, and in here, so from the arm, so from the bail you have a skirt, and the skirt will like you have on fancy Daiwas, fancy Shimanos. So you have on the Vanford, on the Ultegra, and I think from there up, you will have a skirt that will almost touch the bottom and the outward of the sides in here. I know the color scheme is a little bit iffy, but it's very cheap and actually quite good. So that this would be my recommendation for like a cheap reel right now. And why everyone has a scale like mine? So all the comments are actually quite positive, and comments on AliExpress are more reliable than Amazon, for example. It's so, and I have, of course, the smaller size, the 1500 S. It's actually quite good. So where was I? Uh, Pure Lure Zana Max. So you have the Daiwa style brakes in here, but you also have DC. Yeah. So you can just swap the spool and the side cover and go from a deep spool that you can throw a lot of weight and change it for a DC reel. So quite good. And even the handle, it's a very good handle. It's like the ones that you can buy from Gomexos, the power handles and the power knobs for usually Shimano and Daiwa saltwater bait casters. The reel looks quite good, I have to say. The pictures that I've showed, if you discard this part over here, it looks like from the side profile and the back, it looks a little bit like a Zillium, Daiwa Zillion, if it was black. So like it looks quite good. So let's go on the specs. 10 kilos of drag, 24 pounds, 7.3 to 1 gear ratio, so no compromises in there. 215 grams of weight, 78 centimeters of winding. Let's see. Yeah, this is the what you get. So you pay on promotion day. So this is 146 euros, which is not that expensive. But tomorrow it will be 117 euros, and you can use the. Let's see what would you pay? 117. You take 13 off, so it's almost 100 euros, and then you have extra 5% off if you have coins on the AliExpress app. So this will run you around 100 euros, and you get the two spools with the two braking mechanisms. So the cup again also comes outwards like on Daiwa. It's not a fixed spool. It's so this will be actually quite good for longer casts. Then you have the DC. I think the DC it's like anything from 5 to 25 grams, from what a Pure Lure told me. And in here you have the bearing displacement on the reel itself, and 110 millimeter handle. So, oh, it has ceramic bearings already. Nice. 15 gram spool. The SV spool, it's 12 grams. Yeah. Ceramic bearings also nice. It can hold up 20. And what braid do you use? I want to buy, for example, Kingdom Microfly or Zukibo Fake. So I rate my braid, and I will be doing a ranking, a tier list of braids that I use. The most important thing to me is because I have, I would say, upwards of 50 reels, and sometimes I have to spool them twice if the first line is trash, or if I fish them so much, because I have some reels like the Aurora Air, the Pure Lure Silver Feather Air, reels that I use a lot because they are the spinning reels. I don't do it so much, but spinning casting reels that can throw sub 1 gram are not that many, and for that reason I have some reels that I've respooled, like the Lingxi. I respooled it 3 times because the line was always trash. So the most important thing to me is reliability, so the consistency of the braid, and for that reason on the cheaper end I always stick with Zukibo Fake. So Kingdom Microfly, I had like 6 pulls, and 2 of them were bad. And I had the Kingdom Microfly X8, and that was the first one was crap, and I never ordered a second one. And Zukibo Fake, I can tell you that I have, uh, I would say I have bought upwards of more, at least more than 7 kilometers of the fake, and I never had like a fail that I could blame on the braid itself. So quite happy with the fake on the lower end of the budget. Um, where was I? Okay, the reel itself. So I think with the SV spool you will be able to cast whatever you want. Swim baits, fishing from shore. I would say this is a 150 to 250 size bait caster. So I would say at least 100 grams with the SV spool you will be okay. But again, this is not my area of expertise. I was just very curious because they told me they would be releasing a new baitcaster. I really hoped it was a direct successor of the silver feathers, because the normal ones went out of production. But It seems that they will just release a very good heavy baitcaster with the ability of having magnetic, a very good magnetic. I think for heavier stuff, this is actually, I would say, other than DC, but you cannot really do DC with such a thin spool because you need the space inside to put the magnets. So I would say this is probably the best that you can get for a braking system, a magnetic braking system on such a deep spool. This is almost a jigging spool, so quite nice. And again, there are adaptive brakes on both sides. So in here, the cup will come out, and the brakes also can move towards the cup itself. As you can see in here, it's spring loaded. So quite good. One it promotion days, it seems it will be around 100 euros. So nice price for what you get. A DC reel and basically you get I would say a Fuego. I think, yeah, because it doesn't have the TW system. A Fuego, and you get the DC reel. So you get the SLX DC and the Fuego for 100 euros. Moving on, fishing fans. I don't know if I cover these rods, but now they've. This is, I think, a different store. So the other one, it's the something fishing fans. This one, it's fishing fans Diomi store. But the prices are around the same, like a couple of euros here and there. And this is the now I can these ones are a good store because they put the names on the rod. So this is the fishing fans King Gishu, um, Alconite. So 1.92 centimeters, 2 to 10 grams. And from there we don't care because this one has the light model in here. So 88 grams, 2 to 10 grams of cast weight, and then you have the casting version, which is 99 grams, 2 to 10 grams of um, casting weight, and the rod looks actually quite good. I would say one of the most pretty rods that I've seen today, at least on this video. So it looks pretty awesome. And they also have a different page where they have the ultralight versions of this rod. So this is the King Shiu, but it's the ultralight versions. As you can see in here, 1.51 centimeters, 1 to 8 grams. It looks awesome. This one interests me a lot more. Still quite cheap, so under 40 euros for all of them. The early bird deal, as you can see in here, only has one. So if you buy one, the price will go up, probably like 5 euros or something like that. And after that, and again, usually the early bird deals will not be concurrent with the coupons. So if you want anything that I feature in here that is early bird, the price usually it's better with the early bird deal than the promotion price with a coupon. So keep that in mind. But look, it looks pretty good. I don't know why they don't go all the ultralight rods with single grip. I quite like it, but they don't. So we have some that are single grip and some that are dual grip, but this one is actually quite small. I would love this one to be and it might be because of the size, it might be just like one piece rod where you can take the handle out. So let's see what they say in here on the. So it will run from one. So yeah, So the bigger sizes are a two-piece rod that will range from 1 to 8 grams. The tip is 0, so it's, yeah, 0.12, which is not centimeters. Okay, so it looks quite good, and the smaller versions would make an awesome stream rod because it's just one piece. And you get one, two, three, four, five, six plus one. Eh, but for catching like sunfish and stuff, it looks awesome. And the rod, it's very very pretty. I think if I remember correctly, this is also a high tonnage carbon blank. I think 40 ton carbon blank. Let's check on this one. I I'm almost sure. Yeah, but it doesn't say anything. In the other page, I think it said that. Again, this one has the name of the model. It's the Rancy Max 2.0. I've put this one in here again. Early bird deal under 30 euros. It has a fish on the reel seat. It weighs under 70 grams. It has like honey pattern grip on it. Man, the rod actually looks sick, I have to say. And that it has a hollow tip, which is nice. So, man, Chinese domestic market, they are just blowing everything apart with looks, and now they are getting to their stride, which is nice. And there's a lot of creativity, especially with cheaper brands. So, this is a travel rod, 4 parts, 1 to 6 grams on the lighter stuff, and then you have 2 to 7 grams on the 1.8, so 511 rods. Looking quite good. I know why in some parts you have like a 4 part, and then in here the promotion is just the travel version. But again, I like this guy, the guy that is running this store. It's an awesome guy because he puts the name on everything. Um, Again, fishing fans also. I promise this is the last one by them. The Rancy 2.0 natural cypress handle. Again, other wallet, looks awesome. Fresh woody, natural texture, fresh woody. This sounds something that you would read on the grinder profile, but either way, yeah, looks actually pretty cool. This is one of those rods that I would really like to get, but a lot of models out of stock, and this one I would really like to have on casting version so I could pair it up with my one of my round reels. But again, 1 to 8 gram of cast weight. And I would guess, having experience with very similar rods, that the blank itself, it would be actually quite good. Um, it's a nice blank for small predatory fish. And this one is one that I actually, it was a tip from the WhatsApp group. Someone sent this to me because I usually don't follow Birking because they have like 20 pages, and sometimes they have the new stuff on one, sometimes they have the new stuff on other. They sell Birking, they sell RT Blue reels, and they sell ship crap. They sell some nice stuff in there. And as you can see, one of the trends that I anticipated for this year was the worm shafts. So we will have the DC maturing during this year for sure. And by maturing, I think the Miak system and the one used by Longzi, it's already matured. The things that I'm saying, it's the cheaper stuff, budget stuff. Budget DC will get mainstream. And maybe by the end of the year, we'll have also mature the worm shaft system. So right now I have the Caesar worm shaft, I have the Shilent king snake, and I have the Pioneer Elite. The Pioneer Elite it's better than the Ultegra, which is the cheapest reel that you can buy with worm shaft. The worm shaft is really not needed on smaller reels, like 800 to 1000 size. The extra gear for it to get a little bit of a slow ascending and oscillating mechanism on the spool, it's uh, something of a thing that I don't really need that you need it, but again, yeah, I quite like the system that is used on the Valiant Eagle 2 by Casking, the Castrol, the Valiant Eagle Ultra, the Handing M9, the Pure Lure Silver Feather, and Cheetah spinning versions. So those ones work great. But again, this one will be 35 euros with 2 euros of shipping. And it has the worm gear in there. I would guess that this would be like because the king snake has been out for more than a year. I would say even more than that, and I this will be I think something on those steps. I hopefully a little bit more improved. But the thing that caught my attention on this one, other than the price, is that the 1000S version. It has 6 plus 1 ball bearings, 5.2 to 1 gear ratio. It will hold 100 meters of 0.6 PE, and the weight is just 168 grams. And it has 4 kilos of drag. So, not that shabby. And you can get anything from 1000 to C2000, 3000S, and 2500S. So quite nice reels. And the last thing that I have in here that is new, it's these fellas, especially this color. This is the one that I'm ordering. Look, look at this. Look at this magnificent being. Look at the detail. I will probably get the video demonetized when they run the AI censorship on this because I'm doing a lot of zooming in on this. But one thing I guarantee for sure, it's after the sessions that I have late on on the evening for shallow bath, is that this thing hovering over holes will get bites for sure. And now that they have the fuzziness, this one, yeah, these things over here should be seen by a doctor, but this one will add so much drama on the presentation that it will work great. So yeah, I'm not joking. I'm getting this one. Hopefully the plastic floats a little bit more. The other ones, it's like a suspended plastic. It's like a neutron buoyancy plastic. But I would say these ones will sink. They weigh 4 grams. You can get it in 5 centimeters, which is quite good to. I run mine weightless because I don't I don't want nothing pulling my dong down. Uh, Phallic. No, I give it the name. I don't know if they have the name. I just put Phallics on the video description because I don't know how to call it. So they call it jig. It's soft bait, but it actually looks quite hard. I would call it the stiffy. Either the stiffy. Let's see the packaging. No, now it's even bigger. I just want to see the package. Bionic shape accurately attracts fish. I where did they get this bionic shape? That's one thing that comes to mind. But yeah, this will catch a largemouth. I'm 100% sure. And I'm not joking because I got um, I got a second bag of the last phallic order that I've made because they really go bathroom break probably. They really go after the dingleberries, um, and I had a couple of big bass that I've lost because they just munched one of the testes away, and I lost the fish. So my recommendation, it's if you have the ability to fish like shallow bass or shallow predatory fish that are on the grass, use this because it works pretty great. The ones from Luxafor work great. These ones I don't know, but being the same format, hopefully they work, and hopefully these ones are also a little bit more flat. My recommendation is to run the hook um, as much as you can towards the back because they will munch on the balls a lot. What is this? Oh, this is different. So now I'm just this crab looks interesting. Never seen this. Nice. I think this would mess the presentation, but it's different. So feel free to pull any questions. I didn't have anything else because I was trying to do some like buyer's guide for this month on choice, but not a lot of good promotions coming our way. And uh, there was actually a lot more new things that I've thought that would be coming out. So I just grab a couple of them, try to dissect the more I can because the at least some of the Tsurunoya rods didn't have the information that I would like. But oh, new lure by Spin Puller, nice, 5 centimeter TPR, and you get a box with 5 different colors. Not a bad deal. I would this pair with some how do you call it, the heads, the for twisting, darting heads, some darting jig heads would be a um, nice presentation. So I think I would call it a day. So 1 hour of live streaming, and I will be waking up from in 6 hours to go pike fishing. Um, so yeah, hopefully I can get something, do some video, so I can have at least one more review that I can sort of close. and hopefully things will get better on the weather. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video, probably. I don't know if there's anyone nearby me that might catch me tomorrow catching some, trying to catch some bike, but